boy, am I dirty. This is a dirty job. Definitely take note of that, because all that grime in there is now on my face. Okay, so back on the B-split project today, I'm going to try to do a short little video on like how to restore one of these valve covers. And because right now I'm in the process of making sure I paint everything before I tear it all down and put it all back together, because it's got to all be painted first, right? So I'm working on that right now. And so today I'm going to show you guys how to take this nasty, gross looking valve cover and make it look like this guy right here. So that's the plan. This one looked just as bad as this one, and it's gorgeous. And just to be very technical, these are from a square body C10 because they have these valve cover and like wire harness things on them. I don't know if I'm going to try to get those out or not. That's the only difference, is they have these both valve covers on C10s. Older ones are just flat like that, but that came out fantastic. I actually cleaned up the alternator too, painted it, but that's just stuff I'm doing kind of behind the scenes. But that one came out so good, I want to show you my process on this. So the first thing we're going to do is clean all this grime and gunk and stuff off, and I'll show you how I did that. Before I get it outside to get all the grime and gunk off, let me go ahead and pull this grommet out of here. These are older, so it's not as easy to do anymore. There it is. It broke. Can I get it with this? Let's see. Not a needle, no. That was a noble effort, but in vain. There you go. Alright. And obviously, you can get these stamped steel valve covers pretty cheap, especially used at a swap meet. You know, $5-10 even sometimes. Get all this, try to just pull this silicone off of it. We're not too worried about this at the moment, but the more you get off now, the easier it is. That's good enough. Alright, let me take you all out here and show you how I'm going to clean this dirt off. So I'm just going to take a wire brush and just go after it. Ow. But you see, it comes off. Don't worry about the paint because we're going to repaint it. But yeah, so let me finish doing that. Alright, I'm going to give this a shot. These things are only supposed to be spot welded on, so I'm going to grind the top of them real quick to see if I can see the spot weld and see if I can like clear that piece out. We'll throw some gloves on. I think I can see the one on this side, but let me see what we got going on here. See it yet. I'm not seeing a whole lot. me try this one. That's good. I think I'm gonna be able to do this. I need to grind down a little more. Oh yeah, that's coming. Here it is. Spot was right there. There we go. Cool. All right, that went a little bit, well, I think it went as planned actually. But got all the spot welds removed. I think there's still a little build up there, but I'm gonna go with it. I don't think you're gonna see it too much. And it looks pretty good. So now the process is just to remove this paint. And this guy right here, he's gonna be our paint remover. Plug it in. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It'll remove this stuff real easy. So I'm gonna start like right here. See, comes right off. So just gonna do a lot of that until all the paint's off. And then we'll get to the rest of it. Alright guys, there's our final product there. After the wire wheel, I even cleaned out the insides for the gasket surface, but as you can see in here, it's still pretty nasty. So I think I'm gonna try to soak some purple cleaner in there for a little while and rinse it out. But before I do that, all the paint's off it. It looks really good. You can still kind of see where the spot welds are. I'm sure if you were really concerned about all that, you could just sand more and get it perfect, but I'm not too concerned. You're not really going to see it too well after it's got primer and paint on it. So now the only thing I kind of have left to do is it's real hard to get into these little areas right here. So I'm just going to take some 80 grit paper that I have lying around and do the best I can. I'm probably not going to get all that orange out of there. Miss that spot too. But I can get it cleaned up pretty well, considering. Alright, so just some purple power. I'm just gonna pour it in here. It's probably gonna be a better balance there. Let it soak for a little bit. Just again using a steel brush to get as much of this stuff loose as I can. With the purple cleaner. Okay, let me dump this out and rinse it out. Okay, that's a lot more acceptable for what I can live with inside this valve cover. It's still pretty nasty, but it's a whole lot better than it was. There you go. That's nice. Alright guys, the rest of this is going to be pretty simple. First of all, I washed my hands so that all the oil and grease is off of them. And this is a little brake clean. And I'm going to wipe off of this valve cover. It's going to get a lot of that oil and grease off of there. It all dried off. See all that extra residue? It's real important. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is going to use some of this. But this is a concentrate and you're really supposed to dilute it. So be very careful. This is a KBS clean system. And this is like the pre-paint cleaner. And it's pretty awesome. But it a little goes a long way when you use it like this, so be very careful. And it's very, very thick. But you're really supposed to use gloves. But we're gonna pretend I did. But look at that. That is just amazing how well it gets all that stuff off of there. I'm going to carefully apply just a little bit more. Maybe this other side. Okay. Wipe it down once more with the clean towel, because that's the main thing. You got to get the contaminants off there to get the paint to get on there right. Okay. All right. From now on, I don't want to touch the thing. Alright, primer. This is what I'm using. Primer's primer. To me, I'm not that well educated in things, but this one sprays pretty good, so I like to use it on stuff like this. First coat is just light. If you don't get everywhere, that's okay. Alright, coat one. Alright, so you only have to wait about 2 or 3 minutes in between stages of primer. And I'm only going to put one more on it. This one's a little bit thicker than the first, but you don't want it thick enough that it runs. And I like to move the piece instead of the me. she'll work a whole lot better. I like that. It's coming out good. There we go. And now I think I'm done with priming it. And now it needs to sit for about 15 minutes before we put the paint on it. Turning out good already. It's not perfect. You can see that's where the spot welds were, and I could clean up a lot more if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I think this is going to be just fine. These were pretty much free valve covers that a buddy gave to me that were nasty, and they're going to look great when we put on the truck. Oh boy, am I dirty. This is a dirty job. Definitely take note of that, because all that grime in there is now on my face. But we'll get back to it when we're ready to put some color on it. Alright, here comes the color. Some Duplicolor Chevy orange from O'Reilly's. And this stuff sprays really, really well. It's a big, long, sweeping motion. And again, that first coat is light. Two or 3 minutes in between coats, and that thing's gonna look good. All right, there we go again. At least one or two more, and that's gonna be it. Coat number 3. This one's a little bit thicker. Oh yeah, it's looking really, really good, guys. I think it only needs about one more coat, then dry it overnight. All right, last coat. Here we go. Oh yeah. There she is, boys and girls. So, ooh-wee. Just pretty much some labor. I've had this paint for a while, and the primer for a while, but you could factor those in if you want. Probably 12 bucks, and a $5 to $10 set of valve covers, and you'll have some really nice looking ones. But I gotta let it man, I'm dirty, jeez. But gotta let it dry overnight. I've got some other things to paint. I've got to take a shower too, because this is ridiculous. Whew. Like this intake manifold, it's gonna go on B-split, and the water pump. So I'm going to paint those here in a minute. Once this gets dry enough, I can get my fingers underneath it and move it, and then it's going to look just like my other one here. And man, you can't complain about that, can you? That's going to look really great on that motor. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. Well, let that valve cover sit overnight, and it came out really good. So very happy with it. Now for the price, you just can't beat the result on this one. I think they look fantastic. Cleaned up really well. So I'll be happy to throw these on the top of the motor. But I also painted the intake manifold, so it's kind of ready to go. And I got some other stuff to do today, which you're gonna see in another video. So as always, if you learned anything, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll do my best to keep some cool content out for you guys. And got a lot more to do on V splits. So thank you as always, and until next time, y'all be good.